I think Nitish Rana in his first year did a good job, particularly given the loss of their previous captain and a premium top order batsman made it difficult from a leadership perspective as in trying to find the right combination. It didn't appear to affect his own personal game, and I think tactically on the field he was pretty sound given the resources that were at his disposal. He didn't have an Andre Russell bowling fit throughout the tournament, and that would have made a big difference for him with regards to options of someone to bowl at the death or have that impact in the middle of the innings. But as an overall, I think he did a good job. I think obviously the loss of Iyer with his back injury right at the beginning of the tournament is a massive loss. He's a premium Indian top order batter that has got a good history in IPL. I think that's number one. I think the other thing that seemed odd at time is the uncertainty around their selection of their playing 11 and the use of the impact player. I think at times was confusing, certainly for someone looking from the outside in. And I think also the juggling of the top order. I think KKR along with SRH were probably two of the sides that probably had the most sort of changes in their top order with batting positions out of anyone in the tournament. Yeah, that's an interesting question about Russell and Narayan. I think Narayan, no, because I think they secured him at a lower level at retention before the main auction. Russell was a lot higher valued player, and so therefore I think a deep discussion has to be had around the value you're getting from Andre Russell with bat and ball. You're certainly still getting some impact with the bat, even though he had a moderate season with the bat, but his unavailability to bowl, the inconsistency of his injury status there is a real concern. So that is something that do need to really look at closely. I think the bright spots for KKR with number one would have to be Rinku Singh. A wonderful story for perseverance from a franchise, an investment from a franchise point of view, but then the return for the player to give back to the franchise. His consistency in the middle order was quite remarkable at times. He dug the team out of some incredible situations to turn games upside down in favour of the side. And he's certainly a player to look out for in the future. Another one from a batting perspective, Venkatesh Iyer, 100 in Mumbai was an outstanding 100. He also had another excellent score in the high 80s. So his return to form was another positive thing. And the real standout with the ball was Chakravarthy. His consistency throughout the tournament really was a standout in that attack, particularly given that he's got one of IPL's greats in Sunil Narine at the other end. He managed to outshine the likes of Sunil Narine. I think when it comes to the auction and the trade window, you'd have to really look closely at whether KKR had got that right. Shardul Thakur had a very high trade value. Lockie Ferguson at a very high trade value, hardly had an impact at all. Lockie Ferguson played a couple of games early in the tournament and then wasn't required or considered. And Shardul Thakur, he didn't seem to really fit in with bat or ball. He rarely finished his quota of overs and only had an impact with the bat on one occasion. When you're paying high prices for impact players like that, you want them playing in the side and you also want them performing on a regular basis. I think the area that KKR need to really drill down on is exactly what is their top order going to look like. For instance, Jason Roy came in as a replacement player. I would have thought he offered enough to prove that he is definitely worth trying to keep within their system. They do need a quality international opener at the top that can take the game away from the opposition. And the other area of consideration is definitely their bowling resources. To me, without Russell bowling, they look a little bit thin on their bowling resources, both domestically, and I think they need to review what's happening on the bench internationally with their bowling resources.